but they would be expecting some haggling from you. How much are you going to lower the price? The better you be haggling, the lower you pay. Normally you want to buy something, let's say like a carving wood, they want you to pay 20 pesos. After some haggling, you can take it for 15. If you're very good at haggling, you can take it for 10. Okay, don't be afraid, they'll be expecting that from you. Also, about shopping today, during the tour, we're going to make a stop by the cigars factory. I know some of you will be interested in buying some cigars now for the New Year's Eve celebration, for your friends as well. This in Havana is just the biggest chance. Habanos, Cuban cigars, best in the world, are going to be manufactured at Havana. So that's the place by the cigar factories at the cigar store where you can buy the best price, the best assorted store. Good facility. In case you're a real smoker, if you're buying for fun, they do sell single cigars. Beaches east from the city. Havana faces the coast, but there are not any beaches at the city. When people want to enjoy the beach, they have to drive outside the city. So this is the town of Boca de Camarota. Look on your left at the river, and you will see the little fishing boats. That means that even if they're working on tourism at the hotels, anytime they're off from work, they go for fishing. The ocean is so warm, it is always a sure good catch of snappers, groupers, bass, shrimps, lobsters. So they do it nowadays just for a hobby, not for a living. Because most of the people around here, I was telling you, they are employed at the hotels. Like the most important place supplying labor force to Varadero will be the city of Matanzas. Just in about 20 minutes, we're going to be driving through the city of Matanzas. It's a big city, about 150,000 inhabitants. 150,000 inhabitants. About 70% of the employees at the hotels are coming from Matanzas. If you ask the workers, bartenders, waiters, chambermaids, people at the reception, entertainers, where are they from? You're going to find that most of them are from Matanzas, which is the city, the big city we're going to drive just down in a few more minutes.
Yeah, just
天马
是蓝色的，人家这儿的那个墙的颜色还挺多的。
那小镇，它主
Waters. And there are about 10 bridges to get from one side to the other. Look at what a nice view on the right of the bay and the harbor, where the industries over there, power stations, chemical plants, the super tanker facilities for the oil importation, the sugar shipping terminal for the brown sugar exportation, and the citrus shipping terminal for the grapefruit exportation. One of the good touristic attractions at Matanzas to give you an evening time to come here on the left to the Tropicana Cabaret. Tropicana, it is the most popular of the Cuban cabarets that opened at Havana since 1939. 10 years ago, they opened Cuba. It will be free. Since when we start elementary school up to when we graduate from the university. Even the university will be free in Cuba. Mandatory studies will be the elementary school and the junior high school. After 15 years old, you can decide what to do. If you want to just not study anymore, you want to stay at home, your parents agree, no problem. The ones that want to keep on studying, after the junior high, they can attend to the senior high in case you want to attend to the university. To get to the university is free, but it's going to be selective. They have to pass examinations. There's going to be a course number to study any of the careers. So the ones with the best marks are the ones that will have the chance to start. The ones that couldn't make it, after the examination, they can wait a year and they can make examinations again to start. The ones that don't want to attend university, they can attend to a trade and commerce school, to the job school. In about 2.5, 3.5 years, they will graduate. Careers will last for 5 years. There's some careers like medicine that will last for 6 years. And later they make their specialty. For men, it's mandatory the national service. After 18 years old, men have to serve at the army for, depending on their studies, they will serve for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. That means the longer they studied, the less time they will serve at the army. When they graduate from university, they will serve just for 1 year. For the ones that got the intermediate level, they have to serve for 3 years. And for the ones that just fulfill the mandatory studies, they have to serve for 3 years. And during that time, it's mandatory as well to get a job or profession. 18 years old. That's the minimum age to start working legally, to make your driver's license, drinking, smoking. Majority of age in Cuba will be 18 years old. Retiring age will be 65 years old. After 65 years, when you got 25 years of work, you got already 50% of your pension. Every year after 25, you will be accumulating 1% more for your pension. Like if you retire after 35 years work, you got instead of 50, you got 60% of your money for your pension. The more time you gotta work, the more money you got on your pension. People working for the army, they can get retired at 55 years old, and they get retired with the 100% of their salaries. Look at the apartment buildings around here. These kind of apartment buildings are going to be part of the government's program for housing. We do have housing problems in Cuba like anywhere around the world. For a total population of 11.5 million inhabitants at the island. 11.5 million inhabitants in Cuba. They are at the island, just 4.5 million houses. On a big contradiction, we don't have any homeless people. It is a very common practice that all the younger generations, they will live with their parents and their grandparents. So you're going to find from 4 to 6 to 8 people living together and all these family private homes. When young couples get married, they go living with their parents or with their in-laws. Sometimes 1 year later they would divorce. The divorce rate is very high because of the convivence. 1 in 3 we have record here in Cuba. That's the divorce rate. In Cuba, we don't have any real estate agents, not yet. So there are not going to be any buying facilities for houses, for apartments, nothing. The apartments, people will get those apartments as premium for job. For the most outstanding workers, the ones that will go to work at the most difficult jobs, they can get as a premium one of these apartments, by which ones they go paying a kind of mortgage, about 10% from their salaries. But depending on how big is the apartment, they will take from 10 to 15 years to finish paying. Once they finish paying, that big private property. For the houses, it's different. When they want to have a house, they have to request to the government the legal permission. That means the place where to build a house. So they will have to go preparing all these projects with the architects and engineers. They have to go buy the building materials. When everything is ready, they will start building up the house. The salaries in Cuba are still very low salaries. About 350 pesos per month. Since we don't have to pay taxes, we don't have to pay for the healthcare assistance, we don't have to pay for the education. 350 pesos would be enough money to pay for the very basic gas, water, farm, electricity, food and clothing. But it's not much remaining at the end of the month. So when you're building a house, most of the people cannot afford paying someone to build it. What are they going to do? They work themselves on building their own houses. The biggest advantage when they are building the houses is that they don't have to pay the land in advance. They can build first. Once they finish building, where they take a couple of years, even more, once they finish building, they move to start living in. That's the right moment they will start paying the land to the government. And with apartments, they go paying a kind of mortgage, about 10% from the salaries, but it would take from 10 to 20 years to finish paying. Once they finish paying, it's private property. It's a very common practice to live the houses from generations to generations. All these very colonial buildings, we're going to find along here, people living nowadays, these very colonial houses, they are descendants from the original owners. They have just passed from generations to generations. Look at the beautiful colonial buildings with very nice, spacious front porches. one-story houses, style roofs, doors and windows as a roof with the purpose of keeping well ventilated inside. Very nice Spanish patios. At Cuban houses, we love to have rocking chairs. We love to have the rocking chair at the porch in the afternoon. It's going to be the right place where to sit to smoke a good Habano. It's so relaxing at the rocking chair. No, smoking a Habano Cuban cigar can take from half an hour to 1 hour, depending on how big is the cigar. You don't inhale the smoke. Cigar smoking is not to be inhaled. As you puff it, you feel the flavor in your mouth, and you let it go. That means even if you have never tried, even if you have never smoked in your lives, you can light up a cigar, you can puff it, you can feel the smoke, and you let it go. You never send to your lungs the smoke of the cigar. It's so strong. That's why we say that smoking cigars, it is less dangerous than smoking cigarettes. Because again, you don't inhale it, and it's pure tobacco. These are the kind of big bears, we call it turkey vultures. Look at the valley on your left, and you will see those kind of constructions. Those kind of tobacco drying houses. They will plant all around the tobacco drying houses. They will be growing all tobacco around. From now on, from December up to April. During the dry season is that they grow tobacco, because tobacco will be a plant that will need not much water. Havana and Atanadero that were administered by the American gangsters. So after the revolution, no more gambling. We don't have not even national lottery in Cuba. Doesn't exist any gambling at all on the island. So the crime rate of the island